Alright, welcome everyone. Welcome to Competitive Hub World Cup Week 2 match. Today we've got Colombia versus Australia. So, as usual, my name is Drask for commentary. Joining me on the desk is none other than the Epic Rare.
Hello everyone, good to be back.
So we've got the Epic commentary duo ready for this
Yes.
this pretty interesting match I'm keen to see. So we have the draft up here. Wasn't sure if we were going to make it for the draft, did have a couple technical difficulties, but I've used my boomer powers to solve them. So once Colombia is ready, we'll be able to jump in and see what the draft is. So as someone who knows the Colombians quite well, Rare, what do you think they're going to be picking and banning?
Pulse Win. Obviously. I feel like they pick Pulse Win against these guys, it's free.
Yeah, like you said, they're very proficient with Pulsewood. I believe it was semi-recent, as in recent months, where they learnt it and became really good with it. And because Australia don't really know it, especially not to the level of Colombia, it is a massive advantage, especially on those tracks where it can have a huge impact, like Slide. And you know, the traditional Pulsewood tracks, I'll call them. So we're going into the bans now. So we see Australia's first ban is going to be Slide Coliseum. So yes, as expected, they're probably going to be banning Pulsewood tracks here. So could be seeing bans such as Turbo, Coco Park, Crash Cove, depending. So Colombia banning Clockwork Wumper. So I'm curious whether, because I don't see Colombians war Australians very often, obviously with connection being a thing. So I don't know if Colombia is going to be banning because of tracks they think Australia is good at, or tracks they just don't want to or don't feel good on.
It might be the latter.
Yeah.
I would think.
So second ban's here, Thunderstruck for Australia. So not a Pulsewood track, so interesting pick for them, and Twilight Tour for Colombia. So we see Oxide Station as the final ban here for Australia, and
interesting.
I think another interesting pick. It is a track where you can pulse with, especially at the start Spiral, but it's nowhere near as impactful as many other tracks. And Tiny Temple for Colombia as the final ban. So
Cheese Temple.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, where's that boogie pick, Colombia? Come on, you gotta do it. It's a classic. I'm expecting it.
I'm curious what Australia is going to be picking against Colombia.
Same, yeah.
Alright, using all the time here. I always get concerned when that happens, because then you don't know if it's an actual pick. Especially when it's...
What the...
Okay, we're having a...
The draft.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
I wonder what happened.
That was like world record missing track picks. Holy shit, we've got a world record in lobby.
What in the world?
How do you miss 2 30-second timers in about 2 seconds?
I don't think that was intentional. Oh, no.
Colombia's just gone, look, we want to do an 8-race war.
I think the draft.
Yeah, I think the draft is just going to be running here. I'm going to flick over to this screen for now, because I will just confirm with the groups what is happening. So yeah, a bit of an interesting turn of events.
Great start tonight, folks. Yeah.
If this is a foreshadowing for things to come, I'm not excited. Alright, yeah, they have confirmed the draft is bugged, of course. Australia said, I believe for their first pick, the track they wanted to pick just wasn't being, being selectable. And then this happened, so...
Draft stalling, heck yeah, Pedro.
Exactly what we want to see.
Of course.
So yeah, not sure if they're going to be doing a full next one, or if they're going to just be...
I guess we'll see here. I'll keep an eye out. It looks like they are making a new one. It's in bot spam.
Alright, thank you. We will be putting this one up shortly.
Biggie,
so
what's up,
we've
my
got
boy?
So this is World Cup Week 2 with a Round 2 for the draft. So, alright, I'll get this on screen for you guys shortly. And here we are, nothing happened. First time drafting, what's this? So, assuming bans seem to have been fine, so I'm assuming we're going to see people whiz through the bans here.
Should be the same stuff, yeah.
So yeah, slide, so we're going to be seeing the same stuff. What were the other bands? Thunder, an Oxide for Australia, then it was like...
Clockwork, Twilight Tour,
Cheese
and Tiny
Temple.
Temple.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. It's going to be the same stuff.
So yeah, we'll see. So clearly Dragon Mice wasn't the first pick, so we'll see what it ends up being.
I do notice Colombia's bans, there is a trend with those ones. They are those tracks where if you get hit after blue, you're kind of screwed. Like Tiny Temple and Clockwork especially. Like you're just completely game ended if you get
and
hit after pad.
I think that's the correct play for Colombia here. I think the two factors here are that Colombia's lines are very strong, and I think they're wanting to use that to their advantage where you know, they can get that breakaway and not risk getting a single hit ending them. But also, the connection might not be the best here, so we'll see that, you know, you're wanting to avoid those big hits.
Alright, here come the picks. Australia picking Inferno. Interesting.
So,
pretty much
unsurprising.
Pretty much all of Colombia knows how to do the tech, so it's a very odd pick against them.
So we see Colombia for 2 and 3 picking Ninas and Android. They didn't actually mean to miss the tracks. What a shock. So we see Mystery Caves and Gorge as race track 4 and 5 for Australia. And do you want to cover the last 5 tracks being picked, Rare?
Alright, Colombia's picking Assembly and an Electron. They can definitely outrun Australia there.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm expecting
Yeah, I definitely, from memory, I know Sav and potentially Joob if he plays have been running Electron a little bit, so they might have a good shot there, but we'll see.
Engine Labs, basic pick, but it's good track. Carnival as well. Alright, Colombia. Where's Boogie? Come on.
Boogie.
Where's the Boogie? Where's Colombia?
No
way! I'm surprised! Coco Park, okay.
Alright, so we have our final draft here. Actually correct this time. I mean, this is the only draft we've done. That's what I meant, so of course it's correct. I will put that on screen for you guys shortly, and we'll be able to discuss the picks in more depth. So, interesting draft in my opinion. I'm excited to go through it.
Got some boring ones in there, but
that's okay.
These players can definitely make any track interesting, for sure.
Yeah, I've got my my pillow ready for if any of the tracks get boring, but hopefully we won't need them.
There's a couple of them there. But
hey, I didn't want to name names, but any Android Alley.
Not as much pulsewood as I thought, though.
I agree. I did expect a bit more there. Alright, so we don't have a 100% confirmed lineup yet. So we have, these are the 4 people that will be streaming for the lobby. So we have HaCoomaMutata and Savage Center streaming for Australia. And then we've got Tugo and Mugiwara streaming for Colombia.
Y'all know how much I love Tugo. I will do my very best to not be biased. I'm excited to see him play, though. Especially see his point of view.
Wow, I'll just get a minute
as well. I wasn't expecting him to be one of the point of views.
Yeah, I don't get to watch Mugi play very often, so I'm actually very excited to see them.
Yeah, neither do I.
To see them play. Alright, on my end I've got a bit of an interesting tidbit with Mugi's stream seems to have frozen, so...
Let me pull Tugo's.
So I've got Tugo's stream has been confirmed, so we have 3 streams up currently. I will be shortly pulling the 4th and then hopefully trying to fix Mugi's stream. I believe they are still setting up the lobby. I do see Tugo just sitting, so he's having a good time, just relaxing. Alright, now I just need to snoop Mutata's stream. Alright, does not seem to be live yet, unless he is streaming under a secret category.
Oh.
I have seen that a few times so far. He hasn't posted his... Oh, he's just posted, so it looks like he's live now.
He is live, yes.
Alright, so I have actually seen a few people I've casted streaming under things such as like games and demos, or just like random categories, or none at all, so don't know if they're attempting to hide the stream snipes or not, but...
Tugo changed his. I just saw...
Alright, having the same issue as before, where I can't full screen.
I'll be keeping an eye on the lobby to see who else joins.
Alright, I will eye off this stream issue, see if we can figure it out. Aha. I have.
Oh, that's actually really interesting, Pedro. Okay.
Alright, Mutata's stream not cooperating whatsoever. 3rd time's the charm. Alright, in the meantime, I will have an attempt to fix the POV of Mugi, which is just demonstrating the how would you say, fine connection we have in this game by having a bit of a freeze issue.
Ah, of course.
So only mild troubleshooting.
Okay, as soon as the lobby gets up, I will put in the rest of the players here.
Yeah. So, we have the purple screen of death. Very amazing. It's been a while since I've had this one. Alright, VLC is just my best friend today. So yeah, apologies for the technical difficulties, but hopefully we'll have this sorted shortly.
They still haven't even gotten the lobby started, like, set up at all, so you're good right now.
Alright, Mutata's stream looks like it has behaved itself. Alright, I've got to give his stream a round of applause. Now it's just getting Moogies to behave for me. I think my PC has woken up grumpy today. I haven't given my PC enough coffee, it can't deal with it today. Alright, Moogie stream is just an absolutely garbled mess here, so... I'm not sure how his stream is going on Twitch, but for me it's
looks perfectly fine.
Alright, let me see if I can fix this. Alright, do we have a functional stream? Or is this going to not agree? I think it's fixed. We have done it. We have done the constant reset and just hoping it works. Which has come to fruition here, so apologies again for the extensive stalling here, but yeah, sometimes VLC decides that it just wants to have a temper tantrum.
The lobby is almost filled up here.
Like, interestingly, I'll swap over. And I've just noticed that Mugi's stream, for some reason, has frozen again on the media player.
Goodness. Could it actually be because of the HDR? I don't know why that would be the case, but...
I doubt it, I have no idea. But for now, I could swap to a triple POV, and then we can troubleshoot this in the background, perhaps. But we do have our players here for now, so...
Gonna put them in right now. Walker.
Alright, yeah, Mugi's stream. Just, not cooperating today. I'm not sure if we have a, a third Colombian that could stream. But, for now...
It does, yeah, it does look like he's having issues on his end as well, I'm pretty sure.
For now, I'm going to... I may swap the POVs over, so I'm hoping the lobby gives me some time. I'm going to swap so that we have 2 go on the right, and the Australians on the left. In doing this, we can have 3 POVs and then the scores in the bottom right, so...
Sounds like a good idea. If you could, Pedro, that would be cool.
Is Pedro going to be putting up a stream or asking?
No, he's gonna ask them.
Ah, beautiful, beautiful.
If it's possible, Pedro, that would be great.
Yes, we would greatly appreciate that. So let me... HaCoomaMutata. We now have 4 Australians streaming, according to my flag layout, so...
Oh, wow.
But in reality... Okay, now we've got...
I love how Joob's name is so big.
Oh, yeah.
It's got so many letters and it just goes across the thing. Very nice. It'll be fine. Y'all know Joob. Yeah, Mugi's stream is not up anymore, so...
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But...
Yeah, I would have loved to see his point of view, but it happens, man.
Yeah, as you said, like, well, as we mentioned actually, that I don't really feel like Mugi's been featured very often here, so it is unfortunate we don't get his POV, but luckily I can swap the streams around. Almost there, chap.
Oh, Mugi turned off HDR, okay. So if his stream
I
still
see.
isn't working, Tello will just do it instead.
Gotcha. Alright, so we have, this will be our backup solution. We do have a 3 POV here. I will hide Mugi's name.
Good idea.
but yes, we do have a 3 POV scene I can use.
Okay, he's back online now.
Alright, I will try... Oh, I have the biggest warning message in command prompt from Mugi, so this is probably when his stream went down. Alright, we will try. Let's see what we get. I will just, while this is happening, on my end, I need to swap over the VLCs. I have them ordered the same way as the stream, but obviously since I swapped POVs, they're now backwards, so I would be fumbling over, being like, oh look, Tugo gets a bomb, and you'll be like, no, that's my Kokuma. So in order to avoid the confusion, I will just briefly swap this, and it seems like, yeah, so far, I don't want to jinx it, his stream looks okay. We may have a stream.
Ken, just gotta pray.
Alright. And what's a good pray? What's a pray emote on Twitch? I'm too much of a Discord Daniel to know pray emotes. If there's any good pray emotes other than is it Bless RNG? I think is the. If we have any of those to pray for the connection.
I'm not saying anything. Yikers. Praise Helix though.
Ah, beautiful.
Classic.
Alright, so look at this. 4 POVs. We have swapped sides, just for the fun of it. We played musical chairs. Because you know, why not?
So
who doesn't love a little bit of musical chairs?
So let's just hope everything is stable now.
Alright, so as was mentioned, we will have Inferno Island first. I do apologise, we didn't get as much time to cover the tracks as we were hoping, but while the load screen is happening, we can have a brief talk of 20 minutes while we wait for the load. So, Inferno Island, as Rare said, I know it's a track, so I've talked about how people like Savage Center and Walker are really into time trials, and I know it's a track from memory that Sav has played a lot, so I can understand why they would enjoy the track and they enjoy item plays, so I can understand why Australia have picked it. But as you said, given the imbalance between the zoomies, as I like to call them, the Super Engine Pulsewood, it does put Australia on the back foot a little bit, because as much as they might know the good strats for items to use here, if they let 1 or 2 Colombians break away, it could spell disaster, because without SE Pulsewood, catching up to SE Pulsewood can be quite rough.
Yeah. If I recall, when they played Poland in Week 1, they also started on this track, so I'm kind of wondering if this is like their warm-up track, which is interesting.
Yeah, because the common warm-up tracks are usually Mystery Caves is the most common. I've seen Engine Labs as a warm-up track as well, but you could be very, very correct here. Alright, I've put that a little too far, but we'll... Alright, so starting off here, I'll just sync up the POVs. Looking pretty synced up now. Alright, so we see that in the back, Tugo is holding a mask here. We see HaCooma did try to go for Wampa there, but miss. We can see on the Australian side, as we do have Colombian host first half, there's a little bit of teleporting. Not the most atrocious, but obviously it's not something you want to play with. Tugo's masking now, should be able to block this missile. Just past his teammates. Let's get that sentence out. Catches up to the top 2, which is Australia here, playing pinstripes, but doesn't manage to get the bomb here. He does have unjuiced bombs, so it makes it a bit more difficult. Takes out one, almost takes out first place, but loses fire for it, so this does allow our first place, which is Joob, to get a bit of a breakaway here. So Tugo just using a green shield, has another one in storage here just to enable his safety here as he goes for a blue shield. We see Colombia taking up the middle spots here, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 7th is their other position here. We see Savage masking all the way up to 4th here, really in the little cluster there. We have a slight breakaway for 1st. Tugo, who doesn't have a shield anymore, pretty close to 2nd, but other than that, it's quite a break.
I think that Nitro killed 2 Australians? I think it was
yeah,
only 1. I think it was like Hakuma, but...
HaCooma got taken out by that one there.
Mugi has an orb, and he's pulse switching. Okay.
We could see peak to... Oh, he hits the wall. It would have been amazing to see him pulse with the 2nd and then orb first. Because as we see, Joob has a shield in 1st, but Tugo does not have anything, so currently the orb probably would be more detrimental than helpful here.
Yeah, for sure.
Savage
also has a green shield on as well.
He did get taken out here, but does put on his shield now. Mugi getting taken out, so now the orb is unjuiced, which if if Colombia wanted, they could use it just to get it out of his inventory. But we'll see if they do hold on to it here. So we see that the top 2 have broken quite away. Oh no!
Mugi loses the orb. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's always unfortunate when you've been holding it for so long. Does get an engine though. He does have a chance to come back here. So we'll see how far he gets, as we do see he's going to have to pass Mutata, who has triple bombs. Decides to just hard break there, doesn't want to get hit by his teammate.
They threw an orb. Let's see if it does. Okay, HaCooma gets hit.
Oh, so yeah, Mutata gets hit. Is he going to lose his position here? Looks like he might. No! Mugi missed! Oh, that was a
no.
Unfortunate for very unfortunate for Mugi there. Barely missing the mask. If he had have gotten that, that would have been 2 positions they would have been able to gain there.
Good start for Australia though.
Yeah, also we see...
That's going to be a win off the gate.
Yeah, we see Mugi's stream has just jumped offline, so that's not boding well. But, as we saw for that race, luckily it held out for the 4 races, so... We do see that was a good start there, we'll see. It was 17 points to, I believe, 23? We'll see how good my maths is, probably terrible.
It's going to be a 5 points lead start.
Yeah, so a nice start by Australia. So it turns out picking Inferno was a nice choice for them here. There were some pulse attempts, but there were a few mistakes made in the execution there, which did cause them to not be as potent as usual. But we do have another track where a form of Pulsewood is pretty, not Super Engine Pulsewood, but the grass at the start of Nina's Nightmare. It's going to be a very divisive one to see here, as I believe this is another place that Colombia does excel, so... And another point with Nina's is getting that grass can potentially mean that free breakaway.
Yeah.
So if we see particularly someone like Tugo, very good with his lines, if he does get a really strong grasp on Nina's, he can potentially hold that first, especially if he gets a shield. And like I said, unlike Inferno, SE Pulsewood isn't a catch-up here, so you really are relying on first hitting something or using a power item on them if they get that breakaway.
Alright Mugi. Alright, we're gonna use Tello's point of view.
Thank you for putting up a POV. Mugi,
yeah.
we do appreciate it. It is unfortunate it didn't work, but
I think I can understand the missed mask at the end then.
Yeah.
The input lag was messing him up, so...
Yeah, that's understandable. But
yes, for sure.
Honestly, we really appreciate the attempt at the very least. So we will swap. We do have 4 POVs still. Our rap god commentator Tello is going to be streaming, so...
Rap God Commentator.
I will.
Quite the title. Quite the title they have.
Auctioneer Tello. Alright, so
Goodness.
this won't take long at all to put up. So I just have to change the name here, but... Alright, we have our POVs fixed. So, this is technical difficulties, the stream, but
Imagine.
it's it's settled down now. So, we should be starting Nina's very shortly. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be very start heavy because of the grass movements you can do here, giving you a massive advantage if you get them correctly. I think another thing that's not the most fortunate that people enjoy talking or experiencing is desync hits here. In particular, desync traps in a war that has not the best connection. Nina's has a couple blind corners and also places such as, you know, the blue fire pad, where I think I commonly see multiple traps getting stacked because it's not necessarily on a place like the blue fire pad. I think a good case for desync beakers is that sometimes beakers, like on the blue fire pad, they're not always traps that you will hit. So, like, you know, people that have played Nina's a lot, like, there's a lot of times for me personally where I'll see a couple beakers on the pad and you can pretty easily go around them, though it is a bit awkward and costs you time. But with desync, you can weave through these beakers really nicely and you get hit anyway because the game just says no with the shaky connection.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that could come into play. Really hoping it doesn't, but it's definitely something to be aware of, that getting those close calls with a beaker here doesn't mean you're safe.
The school is also very deadly when it comes to traps.
Yes.
So.
As anyone who's played the game knows, square corners are the bane of people trying to dodge traps, because, of course, you can't see around a square corner till you round it, so...
Yeah.
And, again, you can narrowly dodge a weave around a beaker coming into the mansion, but then still hit it anyway, so... So, alright, here we go.
Let's see who gets the breakaway. If anyone does. I would expect one person to.
Yeah, because
well, we'll see.
Having so many people go for it can also be a bit of an issue here with cart collisions, so we'll see. Oh, just lining the streams up again.
And there goes Tugo.
Yeah, Tugo is absolutely gone.
Mugi trailing behind him right now. Oh, he gets taken out by a bomb, though. So.
Yeah, so we're seeing Australia in 2-3 here, but as we've seen, the pack is incredibly close, and with Tello in the back here with a mask.
Kuma's also holding one in fourth here. He's got his teammates in front of him, and it's very scary to dodge your teammates when you have this terrible lag going on. Like, your teammates could just lag right into you, so...
And it looks like one of the Australians got taken out, so we've only got 2 Australians again up the front here. Mutata used his mask to get away from the Colombians behind him. You kind of have that choice between, do I hold it to have a free dodge or catch people, or do I just get away? So we see Tugo, as we mentioned, he's just gone. Joob, I believe that is... No, it is...
Not that far behind.
Yeah, not far behind, not far behind here at all. And does have a shield, so... if they really believe they can, they do have the option to play aggressive, but obviously risking losing the shield to traps and then having no protection. But Tugo not getting the best grass there. We'll see if Jube can get a better one. Doesn't look like it, as we see Tello advancing fast on Hakuma here. Does have a canister and triple bomb. This is looking terrible for Hakuma. Loses his shield. No, he doesn't lose his shield.
Oh, he gets... okay.
Does get the...
yeah, he does take out Jube, it looks like.
Does go for another snipe here. We'll see if he gets it. Barely misses Mutata there. Incredibly close there. And we see that Sav gets caught on the fence. Ankle bite tech there as one of the Colombians runs into Sav's shield as he's reversing. So, wasn't for nothing there. So, I think it was Cayman that ran into it there. So we see a little bit of a war on the blue fire pad here, as neither one wants to move. A bit of a squishing war there. So Sav not going back for fire, despite being right there, is an interesting choice. We do see Cayman going back for it though. Tugo almost lapping them, which is a bit scary to see. Tugo doesn't have a shield, but even so. So Australia holding the 2-3.
Interesting jump there, Tugo.
Yeah.
he's still holding on though. It's fine, but
yeah, he's kind of kept the distance pretty. He's gained a little bit of time over 2-3. It looks like Jube got passed by Mutata at some stage.
There's an orb coming in here though.
Yeah, and Tugo has no protection. Nor does Mutata. Mutata did have a shield but lost it. So Jube had a dodge. So Jube could potentially take first here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jube is going to take it unless he gets hit.
Yeah.
Gets a bomb? No, he doesn't get the snipe. So Jube... Wait.
Oh, Jube... Wait, hold on.
Jube either hit the wall or hit a trap. I could not tell there.
I believe he might have hit a beaker.
Yeah. As we saw on Tugo's screen, it did not look like anything here. But we'll see.
There's a clock as well. See if that even does anything. I don't think that's gonna... No. I'm looking at Savage's map. Doesn't look like it's gonna do anything here.
Alright, oh, that one's not working. Oh, interesting. I was going to swap to the single POV, but it's refusing to work.
Yeah, that clock at the end didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Should be a small win for Colombia. I'm not sure by how much. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, that'd be an incredibly close one there, I would say.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll have to sort out why.
Tugo keeping his first at the end there. Well done.
Yeah, very nice job by Tugo holding that first place.
That beaker he threw forward might have been the thing that actually hit Jube.
Very true, very true. So we're seeing as the scores roll in here. Looks like we are seeing a -3 for Australia here, so only holding their lead by 2 points now. So it's actually very close after these two races.
Yeah. Australia's putting up a good fight.
Yeah,
it's good.
Very nice to see. Very nice to see these close wars. So we are going into bedtime alley. I mean Android alley. So I'm hoping we're going to be seeing some intense action on this track.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is a track like we've discussed. It is a track where there is potential for absolutely nothing to happen, without as many item crates as certain tracks, but also just being quite long and slow, easy to get breakaways. It's easy to keep them, I should say.
Yeah.
It can turn into a time trial for several people very quick, so hopefully we'll be seeing some action in at least a few of our POVs here, so that'll be exciting to see.
It's definitely not impossible for this track to be eventful. I'm pretty sure I did hop into the Mexico and Saudi Arabia stream, and it was pretty intense actually. I was able to see most of the race, so it's not impossible, but I mean there is definitely a trend with this track where if you get away,
Yeah. Last time I was commentating and Android Alley came up, I was sitting there going, oh, this is going to be the most boring race, and let's just get our pillows out, and it ended up being the most intense one of the set, so hopefully the same thing happens here.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're seeing Tugo going a little wide here, probably aiming for a mask, and does get it. We'll see when he decides to use this. It can be very potent to use these by the fire pad. Does use it here though, going to see if he can take out some of the Australians to help his team get a break. Does take out Mutata, and it looks like Walker gets taken out as well.
Walker as well.
Top 3 for Colombia here with a nice break, it looks like. Only one Australian nearby.
Which start? It's actually a top 4 right now.
Oh, and we see a team kill by Sav. Tries to missile Mugi, but accidentally hits his teammate, which was unfortunate. Looks like Mugi does get taken out, though.
Yes.
Is Sav going to be able to get the TNT off? He does, but loses fire for it, which is just letting the top 3 break away even more. So Australia really on the back foot early on here. As much as that lead between Tugo and 4th place does not look like much, I believe Walker in 4th, on Ali with such simple lines, that can be very hard to make up, especially on someone who knows how to go tight.
And he has a shield now as well, so...
Exactly. So we are seeing in our second place POV, we see that Tello is getting a shield now.
He gets a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Android Alley. Oh no.
Yeah, so we see Sav in the back here getting a canister, exactly what he wants to catch up here, especially with Mugi on top of him. We do see our 6th place POV Mutata. No item at the moment, just going to focus on some lines to try and catch up, but it is a mighty gap to make up. Walker doing his best to catch up to Tugo here. Savage getting taken out. Double missiled by Mugi here.
Yeah.
Oh, triple missiled! Oh, that was a gorgeous missile. Holy.
Nice.
Oh, and we actually see that Tello got taken out. So Walker, with a shield, snakes up into 3rd place as Tello starts getting comboed. So the top 2. So first is looking pretty comfortable. Tugo also looking fine with a shield, but Tello, who was further up, did get taken out. All the way down in 5th with Mutata right behind him, who's holding a mask. Joob loses fire though, so able to get the pass on Joob here. Mutata deciding to just hold his mask for now, does decide to use it now. We'll see if he can hit Tello. Is he going to hit Tello here? He does, he gets the hit on Tello.
Okay, he does.
So Tello with no fire now, does have an engine to get infinite, comboed by I believe Joob. Gets the squish on Joob as Joob lands on him. So ankle bites the position. And with all this carnage happening with the mid spots, you do see top 2, top 3 actually have broken quite a ways away. And Tello back comes into the train. That's so unfortunate. I'd always hate it when that happens. You just feel like a bit of a silly goose. But happens to the best of us.
It happened to me the other night. It was very painful.
I just pretend it doesn't happen. Oh, we see a clock.
Okay.
So that clock did take out Mutata, but Sav put on the mask just in time. So he is protected, but
Tugo doesn't have fire right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Walker hits the nitro though.
Yeah, but we also see that Sav lost fire, even though he didn't get hit. He mismanaged reserved there, it seems, so doesn't get to capitalize as much as he'd hope. But we are seeing the bottom 2, Colombia, quite far behind now because of that, so this could minimize the loss to only a -3. Our 7th place player, which I believe is Mugi, is closing in on Joob in... Not Joob, sorry. Unsure, I think that's... Yeah, Sav in 6th. So we'll see whether he can catch up and increase their wins here. Mutata sitting pretty with a shield in 5th. Also has triple missile, not triple mask. That'd be a fun item. But it's going to make a difficult pass on Mutata if you don't have a mask. Alright, we see the top 2 has been secured here. And Sav gets masked off of the shortcut. That's going to be a massive time loss. No item to take out Tello on the pass, so Sav going to try in vain to catch up. Looks like Mugi's not going to be getting any other positions from this, but that is still a very nice job by the Colombians there to gain a bit of extra points there. But also a good job by Australia breaking out that those top, I think they're top 3, and doing a good job to minimize the loss there. So I believe that's only like a -7.
I believe so, yes.
But as we've seen on stream, never count on my maths. I suck at quick maths. I pretend I'm good, but I'm really not. I don't know what I'm doing. How did I get here? So yeah, I got maths correct. It's a -7 for Australia there. So we're seeing Colombia take the lead for the first time in the set. So 5-point lead by Colombia, but obviously with only a very small point difference, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, exactly. Still very close right now.
So we'll be going into Mystery Caves. So it seems like Australia's first 2 picks. I guess what we as commentators would consider the warm-up tracks, like we've mentioned earlier with Mystery Caves being a common warm-up track for many many teams.
Definitely my favorite one, for sure.
Yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of caves, but at the same time, I can agree that like it's fun enough. It's definitely not the worst track in the game by anyone's standards, in my opinion. And I do have bias, I will admit, but when I did mess around and see that you can do SE Pulse Width here, I was very excited. So I do love messing with it, even if it never works out for me.
We'll see if that gets used here at all.
Yeah, so as we've mentioned with SE Pulse Width, it's a very Colombian thing in this match. So probably won't be seeing it from Australia, particularly from the 2 POVs we have. But Colombia, perhaps, we'll see. Especially from Tugo. I know he loves his zoomies.
Oh yes, that guy will use it anywhere.
I'm excited for the tiny arena SE Pulse Width from Tugo.
Ah yes, of course. Anyone can do it, he can.
If you zoom over the bumps, they won't slow you down. Alright, here we go. Alright, loading into race 4 here, Mystery Caves. We'll see how many people go tight here. We see Tugo opting to go wide here alongside Mutata. And I maybe one more notice or 2 of them.
Mask here.
Yeah.
Oh, he takes the Kuma before he can use his.
Could be a decisive play there and gets a second mask. This could be very advantageous for Colombia. Oh, Tugo team kills. That's so unfortunate. One of the Australians does get taken out, but again,
the bomb here.
Yeah, takes Sav out. Here. So nice back bomb there. So we are again seeing, the early top 3.
And Tugo already has a shield. Man, now I know how people feel.
He's learned from you.
Tello also has one now. Yeah,
so we see Walker, I believe that is, going for Hail Mary bomb snipe. Does not get it on Tugo. So Tugo just going to be focusing on going fast here. Unclear if our top 2 have shields. Looking at it, it looks like second place does.
First is not yet, it looks like.
Yeah, so we're seeing that the gap has increased between 3rd and 4th here.
Tello lost his. Okay.
Yeah, and we see that there is one Colombian down in 7th there. No, they go up into 6th as Walker hits a Nitro, I believe that was, and falls down to 8th. So our Colombian...
That's an orb. Okay.
Orb by Mugi, what's that?
I saw he dodged. Was, yeah. Well, that's a top 4.
Yeah, okay. So top 4 at the moment. 4th place is a little behind, especially as we see that 3rd only has slow fire. Not too much slower, but it does mean they won't get as much distance as they would like. Unfortunately for Australia, Sav hits a beaker, loses his fast fire, and does lose a substantial amount of time there. So really, Mutata and Joob are the only 2 really close to the top 4 here. They're really going to need another power item at this stage to break this top 4. It's also a bit dangerous for Mutata here. Does have a shield. Joob does not with the teleporting.
They do have an orb. Savage.
Oh, I see. So unjuiced orb here currently from Sav. Likely going to be juicing this, but we do see Tello has a shield and is just not putting it on for probably because he's got a teammate nearby.
He's gonna.
So it was a nice. I believe maybe on Mugi's screen he was close to Tello. Didn't want to take the shield out, but this does put him in striking distance.
He's trying to do slowdown tech.
Yeah, loses fire for it, but does take Joob out. No, he doesn't. Joob kept going. Joob gets bombed. That one counted.
Now he's okay.
It's alright. Joob has 2 health bars, clearly, but those plays looks like they might cost Tello the position as he loses fire again and Mutata closes in.
Yeah.
Gets the bomb.
He does get bombed. Yeah.
Alright.
Not looking too good for it. The orb
doesn't hit
him.
Yeah, it dodged Tello because Mutata passed him while he was being targeted. So this
I
means
mean,
that he's recovering.
Tello can still keep this 4th here.
Oh,
that's
but there's a clock.
Okay, Mystery.
This lap 5.
Playing Mystery Caves as much as I have Savage Hits and Nitro. I have noticed that there are
another orb.
That's an orb. Proving my point even further. For some reason, there are a lot of power items on caves. Don't ask me why, because I don't know.
Cursed caves.
Mystery
cursed.
Still a really huge one for Colombia, though.
Yeah, Australia played to all their outs there, but Colombia did get that top 4, and they did run with it and almost kept top 4 there. I believe they got 1, 2, 3, 5, if I saw that correctly.
Yes.
So plus 17, so that's going to massively extend the gap. I believe it's now plus 22. I believe there was a 5 difference before.
Yes.
So yeah, that Caves was a very good match for Colombia there, despite it being Australia's pick. So yeah, that lap 5 was absolutely chaotic. Was that 3 or 4 power items in a single lap?
I believe that was 3. I think there were 2 orbs and a clock at the end there.
Yeah. Really unfortunate that the unjuiced orb at the very end didn't actually hit Tello, because if that did hit, Tello might have come last.
It's very possible. Because
Tello had no fire. If he got hit, he probably would have been comboed by Hakuma, who I believe, was 6th. So really unfortunate, but it is the risk when you use unjuiced orbs and the person you want to hit isn't in the highest position at the moment. So yeah, it's only one big win so far, so definitely recoverable for Australia. So only 22-point difference after 4 races. We'll see if Australia can come back and clap back at Colombia here, starting to get some more wins of their own, or whether Colombia have gotten the ball rolling and they're just going to win and win and win. So excited to see how this Meteor Gorge goes. And I usually don't say that because I passionately hate Meteor Gorge more than most tracks.
I'm really not so sure what's any interesting parts of this track, to point out. I really don't think there's anything. I feel like it's just the beginning, the very start.
Yeah, so I believe the most interesting part of Meteor Gorge is when the Wampa screen comes up and then the match ends. That's my favorite part, at least. Don't know about you guys in chat. I would love to see a Pancho Cup be successful in a World Cup match, but obviously getting Pancho Cup just casually is in a race is a big ask. So
not exactly feasible.
Yeah, we've seen people go for it, but we'll see whether it does actually come through. All right, so starting off here.
All right, who gets hit at the start? Okay.
Tugo going wide gets another Grey Mask.
Okay.
Yeah, Sav falling behind early. Oh, Tugo comes through and just destroys the Australians with that mask, so goes backwards! Tugo, what are you doing? Tugo's going for the content. So Tugo's dedicating himself to the ankle bite here, so his team have the massive top 3 at the moment, but he's gone, this isn't enough, I want them to be a lap ahead.
I mean, yeah, if he destroys them enough...
So he's trying for the missile here, but looks like it misses Mutata here.
It does take him out.
It does, and a second missile for Walker.
Picks off Walker. Okay.
Goes for a back missile here. Is it going to hit? Yes, it does. He hits Walker. So we also see that our third place POV, Tello, did mess up, it seems, and has been caught right up to by Sav here. So Sav going to do his best to try and take third here. Minimize the losses, but he gets a 4th place TNT to do it. Not what you want.
Oh, okay. You know how much I love Be My Bombs, so if I see a snipe.
So it's really Sav versus the world at the moment, so we're going to be seeing if Tugo can get this last bomb snipe, or if Sav, with his bombs, though they're unjuiced, can take out 3rd place. He is deciding to try and go for the back bombs to get Tugo off them, which is probably the smart choice when your bombs are unjuiced.
Yeah. Barely
Barely missing there. That is frightening for Tugo. Yeah, Trigger going in a tight
there he
liner and
goes.
gets taken out. He's got a bit of a gap, so probably won't get caught up to completely by the...
Kuma is masking though.
Yeah.
It is juiced.
Oh, but Sav gets taken out by a Nitro. Alright, so it looks like Tugo gets the pass, but doesn't have an
Kuma
item.
Still masking.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tugo gets a nice dodge there to get around the mask. We'll see if Tugo gets anything. He's just getting boost items here, so he might be sitting in 6th here in the end, unless the Australians behind him can take him out. Gonna see if he can get a God Bomb here.
Got bombs. Savage?
Oh, he
No.
misses. He's gonna see...
Bad angle.
Goes,
my
oh no!
goodness!
Gets masked at the end.
Tugo, no. That's unfortunate. He actually went tighter than that red.
That was a fantastic
very
line.
scary. Yeah, very.
Oh,
but...
that ending was poor Tugo. He actually, yeah, we saw he dedicated himself to the ankle bite, and you do think that might have actually been a reason they did secure the top 3. Did his best to hold out, but got ended at the very end there. So still a plus 11 for Colombia. That was a content gorge.
People could call that a questionable play, but getting top 4 at the very start on a short track like Gorge, I mean, it could get ended very quickly. So I think it might have been a smart play to just dedicate to killing the rest of the team so they can't come back.
Well, another thing to point out with getting an early top 4 is that leaves all the power item positions to the other team. So as you said, that can get ended very quickly if the team that has access to every single power item slot gets an early orb and just takes you out. Instead, with Tugo going back that way, being in 7th and 8th for a while there, he was actually partially blocking the Australians from getting any sort of power item. So
Exactly.
not eliminating it, of course, but a top 3 and an 8th is a bit safer and easier to hold than a top 4 because you have someone back there also rolling those good items to try and counter. So,
yeah.
So yeah, risky play, and as you said, it could be a bit of a controversial play, depending who you are.
For sure.
But I can understand the reasoning for 100%. I can 100% understand why he would go for that. Also for the content, of course.
Yeah, of course. So, going into half here, there is a 33-point gap in Colombia's favor.
Yeah.
There is gonna be a host swap 100% here. So, we'll see how that helps Australia out.
Yeah, because despite the lag, Australia have done a pretty decent job at holding their own, especially in the first 3 races.
They did have a very good start, yes.
Yeah,
so.
And I would assume Australia would have more experience dealing with teleportation than Colombia. Not to say that they're helpless in teleportation, no, by no means, but it does make you wonder how well Colombia will adapt to this sudden massive lag spike. So yeah, generally we'll see if Sav is hosting. I believe he hosted last week for the Australians. But as we saw, the connection had teleporting, but thankfully it was minimal enough teleporting that a lot of your items could still work. Like we saw Mutata feasibly getting a mask hit because the teleporting was there, but it's minimal enough to be predictable.
Yeah.
If this was a match against, say, Finland, it would be much harder to do anything like that because the teleporting is so fierce.
This is definitely more manageable than the last week against Poland.
Yeah, by no means.
Was pretty bad.
By no means is it enjoyable or preferable, but as you said, it's much more manageable.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've got 3, it looks like, in the new lobby so far. So we've got Sav and Walker up the front with Cayman so far for Colombia in the front row.
I guess we'll see if there's any swaps here in players.
Looks like Mugiwara is going up. No. My bad, I'm looking at... There's a few lobbies, there's 2 lobbies still up, so we're seeing people swap. And yes, Mugi does swap to the front row here on Sav's screen. Unsure where he was before. Tugo going back row. which leaves TelloMutata and Joob going back row here to round out this lobby, unless there is a substitution. But at this stage, doesn't seem like there is going to be one. So yeah, with as we've said, with halftime, a 33-point difference, we are going to be going into assembly lane here. Do you have any comments to make on Colombia and assembly lane? How strong they are on the track, how well you think they're going to be doing here?
I think they're pretty good on it. I don't think there's really anything else in particular that I could really say, though. Like, there is one section where you could swid, but I mean, I really don't think that matters too much, in my opinion. So...
Yeah, and as much as you can do some zoomies here, it's not something we very commonly see in a race, and it's also how much time does it really save, and how difficult is it. So much
like
risk.
If you have, like if you have Sacred on that straight, I don't see the point in killing your fire just to swim there. Like
exactly.
You would only use it when you're dead. That'd be the only instance, really. So.
Yeah, so we'll see if we see any interesting action here. This is another track, not as, in my opinion, it's not as likely as Alley, where people can break away in time trial, but it is another track where generally by lap 3 or 4, you do see a few people like 15 seconds ahead, as it really splits into the time trial Timmies and the item Ivans in the back. So you do get a bit of a split on this track usually, and we'll see if that holds true.
Yeah, it's very, very common.
Alright,
honestly,
we are just having a little bit of a stall, not intentional, but it seems like Tello had to relaunch online, or maybe had the typical glitch where you accept an invite and it just puts you into a load screen for some reason. So,
fun.
So it's just a mild stall there, not intentional at all, but we are seeing, it seems like the same 8 are playing. So no substitutions here.
Makes things less complicated for me, haha.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated, but lazy.
Convenience, right?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, in regard to substitutions, I really feel like if we were to see a team sub, I feel like it would be Colombia. Not to say anyone's doing bad, I more just mean I feel like they have a wider variety of players that they actively have been having in the wars that they've been doing.
They have a plethora amount of them. They have quite an active squad. So.
Yeah, and as much as Australia, they have, I think they had like 8 or 9 sign-ups, but a few of their players, such as Fraudarius, GTR, generally aren't able to get on until Australian evening. It is currently 1:35 for me, those two being from New Zealand. I believe it is 4 PM for them, so they're likely not free, which does minimize the amount of players that could be playing for Australia. So again, making it more likely we'd see a Colombian sub, but didn't happen. So instead, we're going to keep the same lineup going into a new host.
Yeah, let's see how Colombia fares against teleportation here.
Alright, starting off. So we're seeing Tuga going wide for the item here.
Lots of people dying right now.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah, and interestingly, the connection doesn't seem too bad.
It does. No, it looks pretty stable.
Yeah, and we see it's actually looking fine. So that's very interesting to see.
Yeah. It could have very well just been Tugo's host. Who knows?
Yeah, very true, very true.
No, Tello. Excuse me, Tello.
Ah, yes, you are correct.
But yeah.
But beside the point, we are seeing that Sav has broken away into first, and of the Australians, he is one of the ones that loves time trials the most. So, unsurprising to see him up in front, and it's probably the best person for them aside from Joob, who is in second, for them to have in front, because they're the two that will be able to go the tightest here. Tugo is in third, does go for a God Bomb, misses. He is catching Joob, who lost fire, takes him out here, so Sav up there on his own as a 2-3 on top of each other for Colombia, making their advance We see 4-5 Australia here. As 7th place Mutata gets taken out by a mask from Mugiwara. So bottom 2 have already fallen a bit behind, and Mutata failing the shortcut. That is so unfortunate to see.
That's gonna put him so far behind.
You can just see he was right behind Mugi there, and look at this distance. He's going to need to chain masks like Drewind to catch up now. So Tugo doing a very good job keeping some tight lines here. Does try to dodge the bomb, but with the desync that he might not be used to, the bomb still connects despite him going wide there. So something you do have to get used to. So unfortunate for Tugo there.
Savage earning that first right now.
Yeah, Sav doing some work here as we see Mutata with an orb. Sav, of course, doesn't have a shield. And second place does, so... Sav going wide there for the single item on the not conveyor belt, but it's going to cost him some time and not get him an extra item, so that was an interesting move there.
Loses fire.
Yeah, so we see that Tello is just making his advance here. Mutata just going to be holding on to that orb as Sav gets a shield.
He does get... Okay.
So, unknown what Jube has. Oh, Mutata gets hit by the Stomper and falls off.
Oh, it was unjuiced though.
Yeah, he threw it as soon as he got stomped, so that's not going to be a very effective orb, unfortunately. It's actually going to be detrimental to Australia as no one but Sav loses his shield, so this is actually very bad for Sav, because now that Tello doesn't have a shield...
Tello has a missile.
And it's going to take him out. That was a really unfortunate play there. Really unfortunate for Sav there, so... Slight misplay with the orb there, but we'll see if they can recover.
Orb. Yeah, that definitely was not the way to go about that.
So we see Sav still holding a second here. Tugo with fire, catching up fast. Does have a missile.
With the shield, though.
Yeah, he does also have a missile. So we see Sav going wide around the shortcut here. Tugo going to come up into second, try and get the tackle.
Yeah, he's going to go for the kill here.
Does miss with his shield.
There's a battle going on here. Is Tugo gonna take that? Okay, he does take him out.
Does lose fire for it though.
Though. And there's an orb.
Another orb here. So this one is juiced.
Okay.
So we see it takes out pretty much everyone except top 2, I believe. So now we see.
He's gonna get hit by this, but he's so far away now. It doesn't
matter. Yeah, top 2 are so comfortable, and and a clock.
That's a clock.
So that's very good for Mutata, who keeps fire and had a mask. Oh, but he bonks the wall. No, that's unfortunate. So they do get Mugi down into 8th alongside, I believe that's Walker, in the back with him. No, Sav in the back with him. Apologies. So we see it's going to be a battle in bottom 2. Top 2 are looking secure as Tugo has fallen down into 5th. Does take Mutata out though to keep that 5th place. So those power items did help get Tugo out of 3rd here.
Okay. Oh, he wants to get his hit.
Oh, Tugo!
That was a mistake.
Yeah, Tugo...
I get what he was trying to do, but honestly, Mugi was far enough away still. I don't know if that was smart at all. Should have just taken the spot there. Yeah,
and it's one of those things that you see a lot with people that in the war are playing the item-heavy role, which Tugo is in this war, as we've seen, is that you really want to do all you can with all the items you get to maximize the positions your teammates get. But sometimes it's just not worth it. Like, as you said, the risk that Tugo took did get missiled and lost a position for it, and might not have even gotten his teammate a spot given distance between them. So, made some good calls on Gorge, we believe, but the calls on Assembly were a little questionable at the end of there. So, as we swap to the scores here, we do see it was still a 7-point win, as they did get top 2. So a very good job by Colombia there, and a very good job fighting back for Australia. They did have a few unfortunate misplays that did cost them that first, but despite that, they did manage to hold a couple of them back in that lap 5. So damage control. It's all about damage control.
A lot of chaotic last lap races, I've noticed. Lots of power items at the last second. It's a bit crazy.
So I wonder if we're going to see an Electron that has 12 clocks and 14 orbs, just like GP2.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone can recall the days, the people that have been playing since 2019, when you're on Electron and you have like 6 orbs chasing you. It's almost like having new races in the game.
Lord. 2019 NF, I tell you, man.
Oh, it was a different time.
For sure.
But thankfully for our players here, orbs don't go at the speed of entropy, so they do have some speed to them these days, so they can actually catch people on blue fire tracks, which was a very nice adjustment Beanox actually made to the game. Oh, they accidentally loaded into assembly.
Yeah.
I saw them load in very quickly. Unfortunately, Savage not doing the tech, as we call it, which everything, there's like 100 techs at this point, you wouldn't know which one I'm talking about, but for those unaware, the Wampa Challenges menu, which can be accessed by the touchpad on the PS4 controller, if you accidentally choose a track, you can jump into the Wampa Challenges menu, jump out of it, and then quickly try and change your track. You only have the 10-second countdown to do it, but it is possible. So this does mean that the lobby is going to have to be reformed.
Yes.
I have mentioned it on stream before. For whatever reason, when you leave, it will shuffle positions, but to rectify this, if the back row of a lobby leave and then rejoin, the positions are kept the same. So don't ask me why it does that. It's Beanox. That's my answer. But we are going to be seeing a little bit of a time being taken as the lobby gets repaired, we'll say.
Jeopardy music, anyone? But yeah, playing through Electron a lot, I've noticed that power items, for some reason, tend to pop up in the first 30 seconds of the race. I don't know why, but I feel like it happens more often than not, and it's just really weird, so...
Well, with power items here, compared to some of the other tracks, like Nina's Nightmare, for example, if you get hit with a power item here, there aren't many spots that are going to cost you a lot of time. Like, a lot of the time you get hit by a power item or just an item here, and you're just like, oh no, I'm going to touch this turbo pad right in front of me. Because this track has so many fast blue fire pads here.
Yeah. The worst spot you could get hit at is after the gate.
Yes, after the shortcut that people
That
take.
is the worst spot you could get hit by, because there really isn't any more there isn't another blue pad until you exit the tunnel. So
yeah. So yeah, it's as much as I guess the 2 points with power items that we talk about is the fact that a lot of places you can get hit don't actually lose you a lot of time. You can dodge the power item actually in a few spots, such as the first tunnel with the 2 splits. But aside from that, Electron Avenue is a track where a lot of the time we see a power item shot and nothing happens because everyone has a shield. So
yeah,
it is unfortunate, but yeah, it is quite a common occurrence on Electron. I say Tiny Arena is another one where that happens quite a lot in my opinion, where most people have a shield. Maybe a power item will hit one person. I'm sure many people who have done ranked or just played any form of competitive know that feeling of getting a clock on these long tracks and you're like, right, I'm going to make a comeback, and you press circle and no one gets hit. And you're just like, great, this was useful. Yeah, a common trend, which Rare did point out at the start, was talking about the lines of Colombia, and you did say you believe that they can outrun Australia here, and I think a common occurrence we've been seeing in this war is that Colombia are getting the better lines at the start, and then it's been up to Australia to use their item knowledge to kind of take them out and take the lead. With Electron Avenue, it is one of those tracks where they could very feasibly get a strong breakaway and just not lose it because of how little time you lose getting hit. So as much as Australia have been able to get some pretty nice hits on people, if they do manage to take out like first or second, they might only lose 3 seconds. So it doesn't give as much time to catch up. So I do agree, and I think that Colombia might have the advantage here, but I'm not ruling Australia out at all. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, for sure. I've played with like bros before, and early masked hits here, you can just blow through everybody and get away here at the very start. But we'll see.
Especially since the start of Electron, so many people take the left split. Like, you do obviously have the 2 splits, left being the tightest one, which makes sense. And if you plow through everyone going tight there, you can hit 6 people and then be first by a mile. So, especially since if you get hit out of the tunnel and fall off, you respawn before, like after the pad, sorry. So
yes,
even more time lost.
You have to get to the first like blue, like the island pad to you know.
And it's not an incredible time loss, but early game, it's enough to let other people break away by enough.
Oh, Chugo's getting serious now. The yellow penta. Oh boy. Alright, let's see here.
Alright, so looking like just seeing pretty stock standard start, of course, everyone just jumping off. Tugo going slowing down here. Gets an engine, so not going to be able to use his mask here.
Yeah.
And we see it's Mugiwara and Sav up the front here. So we'll see who wins the confrontation here, as it looks like Mugi's taking the better lines here. Gets away. Sav going to block the missile there with his beaker. So Tugo with a shield in 4th place here. Unjuiced does decide to use it. Looks like he's going to go for a tackle.
He's going to go for the kill here. And he does get it, yep.
And is rewarded with another shield.
Go for another one. He's going to go for another one.
And he takes Mutata out.
When I saw you got that shield, I expected that.
Yeah, that was very nice job by Tugo there.
He already had infinite at the start as well.
Yeah, so he can afford to slow down, which is something very important when you get infinite reserves. It allows you to slow down. Mugiwara beakering Sav, so this is really securing that breakaway.
And he gets rewarded with the 4th place mask, of course. Goodness.
Uses it over the jump just to make sure he's safe from the person behind him. He's going to catch up to Sav here. Is he going to get another shield tackle? Shield tackle number 3.
Yep.
And another shield. Oh, he's really channeling your energy, Rare.
Goodness, never punished, man.
Alright, so we see Tugo in 3rd here. With a blue shield.
Lots of carnage going on in back.
Yeah, so it looks like Mugi actually hit something up front, but as we said, recovered really quickly with the many blue fire pads, and now 1st and 2nd are quite a ways away still. Sav did hit a nitro after the shortcut, loses a lot of time being hit there, as we said. So now we're seeing Australia 6th and 7th, as Mutata with an orb here in 6th. We'll see if he can make use of it. The only issue being, look how far ahead that top 3 is. That is a massive break. So, Sav hitting a trapped crate.
I mean, all this would be useful for is breaking that top 4 right now that Colombia has.
So Cayman is the cursed entrance in 4th. Is the only person they're likely to take out here.
Which I'm hoping Joob lets Hakuma. Yep, he does let him pass here, and they do take out. I believe that is Cayman.
Yes, that was Cayman.
That is Cayman.
All right, so we do see Tello getting taken out too, but he's got such a lead that it's likely not going to matter for him. So yeah, he still keeps quite a nice lead because he got hit before the shortcut.
And he gets a shield as well. So.
Yeah, so we see that Cayman's fallen right down to 7th, so the orb did help them take out one of the Colombians and narrow the gap. It did narrow the gap from top 3, but top 3 still quite a ways away. So Australia have their work cut out for them if they're going to bring this back into winning positions. 2 laps left, so definitely not impossible.
And top 3 does have shields right now, so...
Yeah, so Sav tries to go around the... you can go around that gate mid-air, but he did mess it up there as he was drifting into it, so... Bit of a mistake there by him, going to allow Cayman to catch up and mask him, so...
Yep.
Not a good sign by Sav there. So yeah, we see that Cayman's gotten a bit of a gap from bottom 2 now. Bottom 2 really going to need to be pulling those masks and able to catch up, or some power items.
Tugo does hit the gate, loses his shield.
Is unprotected, but if we see how far ahead he is from Mutata, who throws his shield...
I don't understand that at all.
That was an interesting choice here, because being 4th place, there's not much you can really roll that's better than a shield when you've got... because top 3 being so far away, it's not like you can just quickly bomb snipe someone.
I mean, unless he's trying to do something to take out Cayman, I really don't understand that play.
Yeah, we see that. Yeah, Tugo's slowing down. Yeah, Tugo slowed down and take Mutata out. So and slowing down again.
Cayman's making his way back up here. Tugo can keep taking Mutata out here. He could very well help Cayman make it back to 4th here.
Yeah, we just have to see whether his greed is going to get the better of him like it did on Assembly.
Yeah, exactly.
So he does get a second hit on.
Bomb,
so that was a good job by Tugo there. It was risky again, but he played it much better than he did on Assembly. Cayman catches right up.
Sure.
Oh, and Mutata.
HaCooma does fail the cut.
That's so unfortunate. Wasn't clear if that was a cart collision or not.
So Colombia does have their top 4 back right now, and this is the last lap, so...
Yeah, South falling off, Mutata hitting a beaker. This is really not looking good for Australia going into lap 5.
Looking at the map, it looks like he went too tight.
Yeah, so it looks like Joob comes up into 4th here, but I believe they are on top of each other, so this is really...
They are.
Oh, and it looks like Joob either lost fire or got taken out.
Wide. He goes wide.
Yeah, so I'm unsure what happened there, but... That's a secured top 4 for Colombia on Electron Avenue, so it looks like our prediction was correct. Alright, so we see a top 4 by Colombia, plus 19, going to be extending the point difference to 59 in Colombia's favour. So Australia have had a good start, but they've had a bit of a rough middle. So they've got 3 races left after this. We'll see if they can start bringing it back in their favour again.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it would have to be like 3 top 4s or something to win at this point.
Yeah,
so
winning?
It's more so a matter of closing the gap a little bit.
Exactly. And point differences do matter here, because it'll affect seeding. So teams are wanting to minimize their point differences and place as high as possible. So we'll see what Australia are able to do, whether they can minimize this point difference. Alright, 59 point difference as I mentioned, so 166 to 107 here.
Tugo is a little devil, Abyss. I've played with him enough to know.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that I think if Tugo asks me to play and he's not on my team, I'm just going to be like, oh, I'm busy being anywhere else. He's a force to be reckoned with.
He will go out of his way to ruin your life, trust me.
And for the most part, it seems to be working, which is the scary part. I'm sure most people know at least one person in the community that they've played with that do similar, ankle biting techniques, but it doesn't usually work out for them. So it's really scary when you find someone like Tugo who are good at ankle biting you and getting it to work. So
I know one in particular, but I'm not gonna drop their name. I'm pretty sure you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think everyone, when I mention an ankle biter, I feel like everyone has some kind of Vietnam flashback to someone they know. They're like, oh my god, that person. Oh, everyone's got that guy.
Certain kangaroo fella that I will not name. I'm sorry if you ever hear that.
Yeah, if you're in stream, we love you, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't be denied. Can't be denied.
Alright, here we go with Engine Labs now.
Engine Labs. So as you said, it's a pretty safe pick for most teams. Mystery Caves and Labs are 2 tracks I feel like I see a lot of teams pick just in general as a track to play on. But we'll see how it goes off on the start here. Mutata going wide for the Wampa.
Tugo does not get the Wampa at the start.
Goes wide. Oh, and gets a mask. Let's see what he can do with this.
Mess, though.
Tello getting taken out at the start by Joob here.
Tugo is just not allowed to have Wampa.
Yeah,
he will take Joob out here, though.
Takes Joob out. Joob still gets slow fire, though, so not going to lose an incredible amount of time. Oh, mask runs out just in time. We see that Sav is the only Australian up the front, but he has no fire.
Yeah, so that's pretty bad. Tello's coming through with the mask here, cleaning up the back.
And he gets TNT'd, gets the TNT off. They can't use his shield to take anyone out here. That's really unfortunate. Sav going for slow fire there instead of fast fire. We'll see if he's doing this to try and take out Tello, but so far not working. You might risk losing fire here, which he does.
Oh, Hakuma gets team killed.
Oh.
I don't think that was very coordinated there, because Hakuma did take out Mugi and get him off Savage. So, or Jube, I think.
Yeah, it was Jube. It was Jube.
Okay, yeah, Jube.
So yeah,
and Jube does get back bombed and comboed.
And then missiled. So this is in top 3 currently for Colombia as Sav hits that nitro. Oh, this is, not looking too spicy for Australia. As top 2 in particular are leagues ahead with 2nd place with a shield.
Kuma loses fire, dodging the barrel.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing 7th place is able to catch up here. Or maybe not, they don't have fire either. So Mutada waiting, I believe, because he has a mask, going to try and take out Mugi here. Mugi going wide, does dodge. No, but I think, yeah, he did lose a lot of time there. So yeah, not sure how he lost all that time, whether it was just him dodging, but yeah, we see Mutada just break up into 6th, catches up as he's in a range of 4th place here. And a clock!
Okay. They did have a... Okay, no, they do still have top 2. I was very lost for a second.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, Hakuma has some position glitches, I think.
Yes, he does.
That's what's happening. Okay, that's what's happening then.
Yes, so Cayman is position glitched on HaCooma's screen, which is unfortunate for him,
yes.
So...
Position glitches are never fun to deal with, because you're getting fake item rolls, basically. Well, fake position item rolls.
Despite that, he gets an orb.
He does get an orb, yeah.
So yeah, he is unjuiced, but he's very close to Wampa here. Going to be able to juice this, as we see that 1st doesn't have a shield. 2nd, we're unaware of. 3rd, we don't know, but 2nd and 3rd are very close to each other. If Jube has a shield and Cayman does not, this could be a position change. But never mind, Jube gets hit by something. So this is just extending the top 2 lead. As
2 goes ridiculously far ahead. Hakuma! Okay. That can be a very bad spot to get hit by a TNT because of the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a very close call.
Oh, and Sav hitting a red beaker on the spiral.
It's just a matter of Tello making up the spots now.
Yeah, so we see that Mutada just letting Tello pass here, because, you know, Mutada is technically defenseless until he can launch this orb. So Tello getting the position, uses the orb here.
But Tello couldn't react to it in time.
Yeah. So. Oh, he is right on Mutada's heels here.
Sacred Fire and Mask, though, still pretty fast. Okay.
Yeah, so he does just decide to put the mask on and protect himself from Mutada here.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Alright, so we see that 6th place gets taken out by the little Australian pinstripe group there, but we also see that Walker falls off, losing all that time, so potentially we might see Mugi taking Walker's position here. Tello does get a bit of a break on Mutada here, but Mutada's still within missile range here, so we'll see if he can take Tello out in these last turns. Doesn't look like he will, though. Walker also barely holding his position by 0.27 seconds.
Something to note, that orb actually did break up Colombia's top 2.
Yeah, it did, as Cayman dropped into 3rd. So yeah, still I believe that's still... I think that's a really small win for Colombia.
I believe it's really small here.
Yeah, like 1 or 3 or something, but it's still not much of a point differential here, which does mean that Colombia...
It's not doing Australia any favors to close whatever gap they have here. So
it's going to be like a 61, 62 point diff here, so we'll see. But again, 2 races left. They can potentially make up 38 points in 2 races if they get 2 top 4, so they can still bring this down.
Was a +3. Okay.
Alright. So yeah, while we're waiting, I think it's a good time to just have a little talk about position glitches again, as Rare said. When we talk about fake item rolls, basically what happened is on Mutada's screen, someone's position isn't registering if they're on the same lap. So in that example, Cayman was 2nd for most of that race, but as soon as Mutada was on the same lap as Cayman, the game didn't know where Cayman was and just puts him in last for Mutata, which means that Mutata can't get 8th place item rolls even if he's 8th. So he would be 7th getting 6th place rolls, 6th getting 5th place rolls, etc, etc. And because low place item rolls, as you would expect, are like much better for things such as power items, masks, it means that if you're trying to make a comeback, it's really a disadvantage to be facing, especially with more than one position glitch.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't see any more. But it was unfortunate that occurred, but it didn't seem to affect Mutata too much because he did get an orb shortly after the position glitch seemed to occur.
He was, yeah, that was very fortunate of him. They did actually break up a top 2 with that, so...
So yeah, very nice orb play there.
It worked out in the end, at least.
Yeah, exactly. So we are seeing Race 9, Koala Carnival.
Yo, look, it's America. Holy shit.
Alright, VC Carnival. I mean, Koala Carnival.
Ah, yes.
Alright, see if anyone gets the frame hop here. Tugo gets it, goes for the off-road pulsewood here, gets a very nice one, or does mess up the end, but still gets a little bit of a break.
It's something.
Yeah, so not as much of a break as he was hoping.
Did get double Wumpa here.
Oh, also of note, if we look
right
at Tello's point of view, he did decide to skip fire. Goes for SE Pulsewood here. Mutata taking out a few people. Took out one Australian and I think two Colombians.
At the last frame.
Oh,
but Tello is
gone. So not the biggest lead, but
Savage does have blue fire. But I mean, the fire here isn't the fastest, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's only a small advantage having blue fire here. Yeah. So Tello going to be able to hold this lead. So early breakaway there as Sav loses fire regardless. So looking pretty good for Tello here. And Tugo does have his own engine here, so even though he gets hit here, not going to be too bad for him as he can just go for Wumpa. Which he doesn't do. He decides to go for unjuiced Pulsewood. He just wants to flex, I guess.
Which is still very, very powerful,
as you can see, he is zooming.
Yeah.
He's going, and he gets another engine. That's actually very good for him.
Probably going to see him holding on to that until he crosses blue again.
Yeah, so for reference,
the only place you can use it.
If you look on Tugo's minimap, he was back with that pinstripe, and look how much time he gained by doing that unjuiced. So he's going to go for another one here, see if he can catch up to the top positions. We do see that Mutata pulls a shield, which can be very scary to pass when you're doing SE Pulsewood. Or he squishes Walker, so it does take out one of the Australians, but that does, as you saw, cancel out pretty much all speed that Tugo gained. So didn't get to maximize his Pulsewood there, but he did get a position out of it.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Colombia in 1st place and 4th, Australia with 2, 3, 5, 6 here. So I believe that's a small winning position for Australia, if I'm not mistaken. We do have 2 laps left, so we'll see if the Colombians in the back can pull some engines to catch up. We see a lot of traps at the end of the tunnel there, which can be scary if you are going at light speed there. Tugo does have his shield, so he's feeling pretty safe from the Australians behind him. And Cayman does catch right up. Unsure if it was a mask or a pulsewood there. But he's within striking distance now, so we'll see which team comes out on top. We see, I feel like Tugo backcoming there, contemplating throwing the shield. Looks like it's going to get taken off for him. Oh, another missile though.
He does block.
Almost hit that Nitro backcoming there. That was a little scary. Hits a beaker instead! Oh no!
Beakers. All of those beakers were, you know...
And an orb.
Kind of invisible. Okay.
So that orb and hitting the beaker actually allowed Walker to get into another position, which actually confirms winning positions for Australia here. 2, 3, 4, 8. 1 point. Though. 1 point win, so... Tugo losing that position did make a difference there. But... It is worth pointing out that Cayman, I believe it was, did a good job of ankle-biting Jube at the very end there. Because without him taking out Jube, they might have lost 2 positions there, as both of them passed.
Something I want to note, getting juiced is always, it's always important. But I feel like, I don't think it was a terrible thing that he had used that unjuiced Super Engine. I think it was Tugo. Because, I mean... unjuiced engine's like 7 seconds, was it? How long was it?
Roughly, it's roughly around there.
You're gonna make it through that section within 7 seconds. You're gonna be able to use it to its full extent. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but getting juiced is always very important.
Yeah, so for reference, an unjuiced super engine will be active for roughly 8.5 seconds, and a juiced super engine, alongside giving you more speed if you let it build up, will last for 12 seconds. So roughly 30% less engine time using an unjuiced engine, but as Rare said, you can, on a short stretch like that, still make massive work of a single unjuiced engine. Alright, so we're going into the final race here. Alright, now scores are done. 61 point difference. As we said, it was a 1 point win for Australia there, so as much as it's not a big win, it still prevents the point difference getting larger. Preventing Colombia from getting a big win there does really help in the overall point difference here for Australia.
But we're ending with Coco Park here, which is a pretty pulsewood heavy track.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if anyone is going to go backwards and maybe try and get a juiced SE at the start.
Yeah, because for those unaware, at the start of Coco Park, if you look back, you do have an item crate set, a turbo pad, and a Wumpa crate, so you can very easily get 10 Wumpa, and even if you don't roll an engine at all, unless you're really unlucky and roll like triple missiles twice, you might get a mask in those item rolls, and then you can have Sacred early and catch up and mask people, so very likely to get something to try and
if you don't get an engine at the start here, I mean, chaining masks is the next best thing here, because chaining masks on this track is ridiculous. So
we'll see. I'm expecting Tugo to turn around. Yep. No one is surprised.
As expected. I think Joob also turned around.
Yeah. So we're seeing he gets an engine. So he's going to get...
He does get an engine, yep. Okay.
And he's going for it. So we are seeing it is a few people that did go tire. We see top 4 is quite far.
One here.
But we'll see if Tugo can break this up here. When he collides Mutata and loses a lot of speed, but as you said, he has another engine, so he's just going to use that right off the bat. And with a shield, so he is unstoppable now.
That is basically... That is the one instance where I would say, like... It can definitely be broken, because having a shield, and, I mean, you happen to tackle someone, like, you have the iframes, like, you just can't.
Yeah, one of the only things that can take you out is if you hit something. Like, if you run into a wall or a person, it can take your speed.
Yeah.
But that's like it. Like, you can just go. And we see it. We see, look how far ahead this top 2 are. As much as second didn't actually do SE Pulsewood, but they did get hit. So, top 2 looking pretty comfortable as Tello's getting bullied here. But Tello has his own engine, so we'll see if Tello's going to do some zoomies, which he does. Does have to dodge a mask here by his teammate, but should be able to with coordination. Alright, not as clean of an SE Pulsewood as Tuco's, but still quite effective. Catches up a little bit to 6th place here. Is he going to get another engine? Hits the wall. Yeah, hits the hedge there. That's unfortunate for him, but still 2 laps left. So we see that Australia, our POVs are kind of in a no man's land. Sitting in the desert, as no one is around them, so they're kind of just driving. We see that Sav is holding a green shield here, not going for Wumpa, which is interesting given how much distance they have on everyone. So they are vulnerable to a clock here from Colombia. We see the Tello coming up with a mask on Walker, gets 1 hit, don't know if he got the second. He did. He got 2 hits on Walker and takes him out. So Tugo, sorry, I'm used to Tugo hitting people. Tello coming up into 5th here, but he's going to lose it to triple missiles. Tries to dodge with the wall, but doesn't.
I imagine going as tight as you can and it just not mattering, you know.
So we'll see if
that's decent for
Walker with an orb, so that orb's going to seal that Tello loses his position, I reckon. Or maybe not. No, he will with desync.
Desync,
yeah. So that was it was a very strong early game by Colombia there, with some Pulsewood by Tugo zooming into 1st there, alongside, I believe it was Mugi, just taking strong lines and items to break into 2nd there. But Australia did a good job at the end there, making sure that Colombia didn't get a massive win here. So taking down Tello down into last, saying, no, that's your spot. We don't want a last place here. Finishing off with what I believe is a 5-point win for Colombia. Alright. Final scores, 66 point difference here. Colombia, 228. Australia, 162 here. So it was a quite the showing by both teams here. If we look at the individual differences between races, we see that Australia did pretty well at the start. They did get a win to begin with, and then only small losses. The middle 4 races was massive for Colombia. Colombia picked up steam and just decimated the competition there. The final 3 races, however, the ending, also Australia did quite well to hold off Colombia and minimize the losses they got there. So GG's to both teams here. Was a very, very good one to watch.
Yes, for sure.
Especially having a point of view from Tugo. That was something in and of itself. I saw some fun strats there.
Yeah, very fun and interesting strats, to say the least. Yeah, that's Tugo for you, though.
Yeah, so it's always
honestly, this honestly could have been much more of a blowout than like what actually happened. I feel like it could have been way worse for Australia, but I feel like they held their own as best as they could.
Yeah, I think it is worth noting that everyone knows the Colombians. Anyone that's played ranked 4v4 knows the Colombians. So they are very, very fierce players. Love them to bits. They are gorgeous players, but they are very good at this game. So going into a matchup like this, I would say a lot of people had the odds stacked in Colombia's favour, and we do see that they did take out the win here. But yeah, as you've said, I think despite a lot of the Australian team either having retired for quite a while, such as Joob, not playing races as much as time trial, such as Sav, I think that they've done a really good job to use what they were given and play to their outs to minimize their losses here. And as much as it wasn't the closest match, it was still, like you said, a very good showing.
Again, it could have been way worse. We've seen other countries take wins by over 100, just like absolutely decimating, you know. But like this really isn't as bad. When you look at the countries here, Colombia and Australia, you would think that this could be like worse, but it definitely is not as bad as you would think. So
yeah, for sure. When it comes to seeding, Colombia are probably very happy to have not just another win under their belt, but having a nice point differential here, which can help put them higher up in the ranks here. So we are seeing that Colombia are going to be pretty high placed after this one. So not looking the best for Australia after that, but we do still have plenty of matches to come. For example, later in maybe about 12 hours, or a bit less than 12 hours actually, more like 10, we do have the Peru versus Japan match, and then the Italy versus USA match. So we have some pretty hype matches coming up, even very, very shortly. So be interesting to see where the results stand at the end of week 2 here. We are doing 5 weeks of seeding phase, so as much as this might have been a bit of a rough loss for Australia this time with a 66 point difference, they're still going to have 3 more matches after this one to bring it back. So depends who they get matched up against, particularly if they get matched up against players like with a clean connection. Like we saw, the connection wasn't too bad here. That might help them out. Like they have warred Japan a lot, so I think that would be a very interesting match to see. But on the flip side, Colombia have started off very strong here with this match. I believe they did lose their match against Germany by only a small amount, but depending who they get seeded up against, even though they got such a strong win here, anything could happen in these 3 weeks. They could face top tier teams, maybe not play their best, and then suddenly they're pretty low seeded. So 2 weeks in, it's hard to make predictions, but
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out after this week. So yeah, we've got it was a fun match, but I am curious. I know outside of your own match, in order to avoid some bias.
I was gonna talk about that. I hope you guys are ready for 1 and 2 from last year.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a really fun one. So
yeah, it's probably.
I'm sure a lot of people. That's probably not being biased. I'm trying not to be biased. That probably is the most hype matchup here.
Yeah. So
1 and 2 from last year's World Cup. So
definitely a match we're hoping to be able to catch. As you can see, there are 2 matches pretty back to back, so hopefully we're not seeing too much stalling from the first match, and we'll be able to bring both matches to you, which would be very nice. But yeah, that is definitely, I think, uncontested, the most exciting match to be played in the rest of this week. Outside of that, are there any matches you're expecting to be very close or very interesting to watch, Rare?
Let me look here. I don't know. I feel like Japan, Peru, and Argentina and Latin America are also going to be pretty interesting to watch as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited for those ones.
Yeah, I think that was another match I was looking at as a potential really close match. Both teams have some great players, and Latin America, compared to last year, both lineup has changed a little bit, and existing players improved greatly. So, very fierce team. Argentina obviously has great players such as Awesome, Bang, and Fede. So, I think that's going to be a very tense match to see. Alright, so we've got
yeah.
a bit of a exciting thing we've been wanting to do when possible for these matches. We are going to try and grab a rep from both teams. And I just have a bit of a post-match interview here, so hoping to be able to grab Tugo first for Colombia,
Yes.
and then hopefully afterwards we might be able to have a chat to Jube for Australia.
I would love to talk to Jude as well. Yeah. So I told him to join a call. Okay, he's in the general chat.
Nice. Alright. Alright, I will grab Tugo.
I'll get the results posted here right now while you do that.
Alright, here he is. The man, the
Welcome.
myth, the item devil. It's Tugo. Welcome, Tugo. GG's in your match. You played very well. Very cheeky.
Yeah, but to be honest, I was like a little bit nervous because, I mean, it's the first time I play a World Cup, so I don't know. Yeah, that I was super nervous in the 3 first tracks, but after that I was more sure about how I will play. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my team and how I play at some point, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did a very good job there. Very strong showing there, which was very impressive. And it seemed like you really took the item role there, focused on ankle biting the Australian team there.
Yeah, that was my objective.
Yeah.
Because the other one run, and I will say in the back, like using Meteor,
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe Mystery in some point.
Yes.
And yeah, and another tracks. And when I can, I try to bomb someone, and yeah, it works. Like Electron, and other tracks. And to be honest, yeah, I have a lot of luck in Electron.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like I don't know, 1 mask in 4 plays and 5 shields. I know.
Yeah, 4 or 5. It was. I thought I was watching
Yeah.
Rare.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was because I used the penta. That's the point.
It's the Penta.
Heck yes.
Yeah, but
So I think a question on a couple people's lips is talk us through your thought process for Meteor Gorge. We saw that you guys had a bit of a top 4 there, and then you decided, nope, I'm going to turn around and mask them backwards. So talk us through Meteor.
When I kill 2 of them and I see my team was like away of me, I think it's better than I will stay in the back and try to don't give them a power item, and I will try to annoy the Australia team. I know,
Yeah.
and it works at some point. When the last lap, someone killed me with a mask, and I got last, but at least they got the top 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, it works. It works sometimes.
Yeah, we had figured that was the reasoning behind that, because again, like I mentioned earlier, getting top 4 early on a short track is not. It's not really ideal, because again, you can just get it taken out pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
So. On the opposite side of that spectrum, assembly lane, lap 5 to go. Oh no! Oh no! Talk us through what happened there.
Okay. I tried to kill Hakuma because there is Mugi behind him, so I don't know what happened to me. I lived like 3 bombs. I didn't hit him. That was so cringe. But
I mean,
yeah. Anyway,
if you did land that first bomb, you could have just kept hitting him over and over, and that would have helped Mugi catch up. But missing really screwed you over.
That move was risky, but I mean, I think why not? I will try. But yeah, that was a fail totally. But anyway, at least we got top 2, and we win like by 3 points. I don't know.
For that race, I believe, yeah. So it was a good show in the end. But yeah, it was very unfortunate for you at the end there. We saw what you were going for on Assembly, but yeah, it didn't quite work out the same way it did on Meteor.
Yeah, and Meteor was like unexpected for them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I decided that, but I sometimes do that because I don't want the other team got a power item and destroy like
that is
top
very
4
fair.
or top 3. Yeah, so that's like what I do in the
Yeah.
race. When I can, of course. If I'm front, yeah, I will try to kill someone who's behind me. I try.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out most of the time.
Yeah.
The kills you were going for. So
Yeah, and I'm proud of that at some point.
Yeah, I
feel
like all I failed, and to be honest, I failed. Yeah.
the Electron slowdowns, though. As soon as I
Yeah.
saw you had green shields, I'm like, he's gonna slow down and ruin their race.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
three green shield tackles in like 1 or 2 laps.
And after that, the mask.
Yeah, the 4th place mask, I was freaking out. It was like,
Yeah, that was a lot of luck, really.
Yeah, that race was insane for you, but it was still a good job utilizing the shields. Like it's one thing to get 5 shields, it's another thing to use the shields so effectively to take out the other team. So it's not often you see someone get a shield and decide, alright, I'm going to use this to kill people. Usually people get a shield and they just want to be safe and have protection, but you went aggressive and it paid off.
Yeah, and it's like if I keep a shield and I have the opportunity to kill him, yeah, I don't think that like 2 times. I just do it, and if that works or not, I try. I know. So yeah, it was Electron was most of the contract in the world. I don't know, was good. At least in Coco was fun again. Like supported, but
Yeah,
easy win.
we were going to
Easy
comment.
win.
You got 2 engines back to back there and just flew. It just flew away. You were gone. So
yeah, that's the point in Coco. This is like all the hoop. No, I do that always in Coco when I can.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I try to get a mask or an engine, and I try to kill someone or just go away and take the first if I can.
Yeah. Another thing that I did want to ask was when you did the host change, how was the connection for you? How did you find dealing with the the desync and any little bits of teleporting you might have had?
No, for me at least it was fine. Only for Kaiman was bad, only for him.
Okay.
But Telo, Mugi, and me was fine. In some point in assembly, it was laggy, but it was fine only in that track. So yeah, the host was fine at least. I hope I was like pray for the host. It was fine in the second half.
Yeah, so it seemed like it did seem like it was pretty good for you, and I think you guys did a good job of playing well, despite not having your own host.
Yeah. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah. Well done out there tonight. Yo, living up to my user in the freaking comp hub. 2 God equals Crow. Let's go. Always Crow.
Yeah, 70
Always.
points in a war is impressive, especially with all the item plays you went for there.
Exactly.
It really is 2 God.
I mean, there is a lot of luck, and that's why I get Crown.
Aw, sounds like every CTR player. It was luck. I'm only lucky.
Yeah.
but no, you played really well. GG's to you and your team. To go.
Yeah,
all of you
thanks a
four played really well. It was great to see, and we really appreciate having the streams. It really helps, obviously, for commentary, having something to watch. So, thank you for streaming as well.
Yeah, thanks to you and Rare to casting this. This is so epic.
Of course. It was fun to do.
Epic. There is like a lot of people look match, so that's making happy in some point because the game it's going well.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
in the community, But yeah, thanks again for the GGs. But
of course.
We try.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing more matches from you guys.
Yeah, we hope more matches.
All right.
Hope we can win that one. But
yeah. All right. Did you have any other questions for Tugo, Rare? We're pretty good. So
that's about it.
So yeah, thank you for jumping into call for a little bit, just to have a chat after the race, Tugo. It was nice talking to you.
Yes.
But we will grab Joob from the Australian team shortly, because we didn't get to see his POV, so I thought it would be interesting to talk to someone who we didn't see, so that we can see what was happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks to you for asking me to join.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for this.
So yeah.
Good to have you.
So yeah, good match, and I hope you have a good night, Tugo.
Yeah. Thank to you and Godre. Thanks again.
Heck yeah. No problem.
All right, take care, Tugo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so we will grab Joob shortly. I will tell him to jump into a call. Before that, I am busting to the bathroom. So while he's getting ready, I am going to jump to the bathroom. So I will be back shortly, and then we'll be back with an interview with Joob.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Alright, we are back, and we will be grabbing Joob to have the next interview. I'll find where he's jumped into a call. I see he's in the server somewhere, but where'd he go? Oh, he's in the very bottom one, so I'm gonna have to scroll up.
He was in a Bappy Squad chat. I was just like, I had to DM him, you gotta join a comp hub call, my guy.
Alright, well we've got him now,
There he is.
Here is Joob.
How's it going, man? Give it a sec here.
Oh,
there he is. Hello.
Welcome. GG's in the war there, Joob. Let me just turn you up a little bit.
GG's.
There we go.
but that wasn't because of like luck or anything. That's just because like I was playing really badly for most of it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
Colombia are a very good team. We were saying
Yeah.
on
Oh,
stream
they are a
that
good team. Yeah.
you guys did really good to do your best against such a strong team. So obviously,
Yeah.
obviously it was a loss, but you guys did
Well, I mean, like,
did well.
What was the point difference in the end actually? Because I didn't actually check the score.
66.
66. Okay, I thought it might have been higher than that.
Yeah. So
But like, we did good in the first couple of races.
Yeah.
And after that, we really started falling apart.
yeah. So with the point differences, in fact, I can quickly send you a snip. Hopefully, it's good enough quality, just so you can see yourself. The first 3 races, like you said, you had a pretty good start. And then the middle is really where Colombia were just like, we're not taking any prisoners now. But it was the final 3 races as well. You guys did a really good job minimizing the losses again. So you won the first track, Inferno, and you won the 9th track, Koala. But yeah, so you had a
last track. Yeah, I knew we won those 2 because I was actually kind of happy to.
yeah. So a bit of a rough middle. Colombia did really pop off there, but yeah, I think despite that, you held your own for those other 6 races. Because after 3 races, it was a 9-point
There was a lot of
hit.
mistakes made by us though. If you heard the comms, like it's like every few seconds somebody was losing reserves or doing something.
It definitely
If you
was
saw an
something we
Electron
noticed.
Avenue, I got to a point where I was annoyed enough that I just stopped. You
Yeah,
notice that?
we
It's
didn't
a
actually
lost
see on we didn't actually see that on the stream. I forget what was happening. I think Tugo was busy griefing, so with his shield.
Ah.
So
Ridiculous luck.
yeah, he got pretty lucky that race, but. But yeah, we did notice a couple times with the 2 POVs, because we had Sav and Mutata as our POVs. We did notice a couple times of losing fire, and the most unfortunate misplay we saw, which it looked like it might have been a fat finger, maybe, didn't look intentional, was Mutata got squished on assembly lane, used an unjuiced orb, and took out Sav in
Yes,
first.
and then he threw the orb. Yep.
That was so unfortunate.
That was a fat finger.
Oh,
he was intending to use the orb.
figured
He
as
said,
much.
I'm gonna throw the orb, and then he got squished as he pressed circle.
no.
And then, yeah,
So-
that's very rough.
Well, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Because that
But
orb
that was
definitely-
just one in a series of misplays and stuff like that.
Yeah, that orb definitely did hurt you
Like, I
guys.
felt on assembly lane, Heck and Sav and I ran away at the start, and then I lost reserves, and then I'm not sure what Sav did. I think he lost reserves
He lost
as well,
reserves.
and then we just caught up on the back of that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if we just both kept reserves, we would have been pretty much alright. But,
Well- Well, something that I did comment on that I feel like does affect the Australians in this regard is if we look at the Colombian lineup, or just a lot of the teams playing in the World Cup, most of the teams that are participating constantly have played the game. Like, you look at how many people in, let's just say, USA. Look how many people, like you've got Dre and Rare and etc., who have played the game a lot, and they didn't really have any long breaks. Whereas in the Australia team, like you took a really long time off, Walker took a really long time off, Sav mainly does time trials. So I feel like Australia does have a bit of a disadvantage there in that they weren't playing 24/7.
Actually, Frank didn't play, but yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, well, no, I definitely agree with you with that. But there's also another thing, is like, as I said with Sav, he's just a pure time trialist.
Yeah.
And so is Frank.
Yeah, Chichio.
Like, Chichio for everyone in the chat. And the thing is, they're like diehard TTers.
Yep.
So they don't really learn items, and they don't participate in a lot of item lobbies. So as a result, they're very ineffective in wars unless they just start to run away.
Yeah,
And they also suffer with inconsistency as well. When they get a bit of pressure on them, they generally choke, which is something I do as well. So when you've got that,
yeah, because it's something you do see where people see, like, I mean, understandably, people will think, oh, I've got good time trials, so I'm going to be really good in ranked. But it's really a different ball game between, it's not just going tight. You've got traps to dodge, items to use, like reserve management's completely different. Like, it's such a different ball game. And so as much as those two players are good in time trials, if you don't get the experience with items, you can just get eaten by the wolves.
you're just gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah, from the
No, exactly, and that's something I think that they're getting on now, which is good.
yeah,
I think doing this World Cup has actually kind of made them realise that a bit more. Because before this, they're just like, oh, I don't like items, and they wouldn't join in with, FFAs or duos or stuff like that.
And I think that experience will be really good in the long run for Australia, because like when it comes to warring, a lot of the wars I personally have seen, obviously you can comment for clarification, I've seen a lot of internals and a lot of matches against Japan for Australia, but compared to other countries, they don't have the broad experience. Like if we look at Rare and myself, we've played players from pretty much every country on this list, and it's just a bit of a different spectrum of players. But when you're an Australia only team, getting a host is a thing that is just not going to happen.
Well, that is a huge issue with Australia. So the thing with the Aussie group is they normally play, at night. And when we play in our evening, that's when all the Europeans are on. We never get good connection with them.
Yeah.
So we don't war against them. The only people we war against are either Australians, New Zealanders, or the Japanese. And that's all we can kind of use to kind of like build. That's all we do use to build our skills.
Yeah.
So as a result, we aren't interacting with really good players. It isn't like we're playing people from Europe who have good players. There's some of the best in the world, the best in the world in Europe, and we just never get to play against them because they don't want to play against us and we don't want to play against them.
Yeah, like
lag.
I mean,
I feel like if we played during the day more, we'd be able to build up our skills. Because we get to play with people from Latin America, and there's a lot of good players, a lot of really good players from Latin America.
Yeah.
But they just don't play during the day, which I find a bit of a shame. So I generally going by myself into FFAs or whatever.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, it is really unfortunate because it does allow you to get both experience with different players, learning how to counter different play styles. It also just gives you like player knowledge. Like if you had known Colombia well, maybe you guys would have been aware, okay, Tugo's going to be a little devil with his items, maybe we should be careful with him. Like it's that player knowledge. Like when I play against USA, for example,
I didn't even know who Tugo was.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
that really says a lot, man.
I had zero information on him.
Yeah,
like zero information on Tugo. This is like the first time I'd ever played against him or seen him.
And I
have no idea what he does.
And like, it can be really scary going up against a team where you don't know what people are doing. Like, if I go up against people from America, like, I know I'm just going to ignore Rare because he'll have 50 shields, and I'm going to be scared of Dre because he's going to have 50 masks. So you kind of learn what role people jump into, and you can kind of cater what you do around that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something, that we don't have any experience with, especially in the international scene. The only ones we really know about, but is just like the Australian, New Zealand group and the Japanese group.
Yeah.
They're the only ones. So, and I guess that's just kind of like what we get for living in Australia. Like, I guess like you play with the Americans a lot, but that's because you're online during the day.
Yeah.
A lot of Aussies aren't online during the day.
And that's the thing is a lot of the Australians, like, people like Jitchio have he's got a work career that he can't just compromise, but and some others, and some others just have horrendous sleep schedules. So, I am fortunate enough that...
I mean, you wouldn't even want to call them schedules.
Oh no, like going to bed at 7 a.m.
They just sleep whenever they're tired.
That's rare tech.
Wow.
Rare.
Thanks, man.
but
getting called out.
Yeah. It's half this community, honestly.
I've been trying to set something up, okay? I'm trying.
Yeah. Trying and failing.
Yeah, not doing that. Yeah, so trying's the key word there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Don't worry, I think you got it in you. You'll get there eventually after, like, I know, 20 years.
I got at least 2 days in a row, man.
Oh, that's a record.
2 days in a row, man. Let's go for 3, man.
Oh, can we do it? But yeah, GG's Jube. You guys did your best, like you said. There may have been a few mishaps, but regardless, you guys still did well.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of mishaps.
Yeah.
I think if we ironed out a lot of them, it would have been certainly a lot closer.
Well,
but anyway, the main thing that we've got to do is we've just got to improve where we're bad. So and just really, I think something that would really help is what you're saying before, is just getting more acquainted with the community.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
we really are isolated.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't want to be, and something I try not to be.
Yeah, exactly.
But, if I've got work and I'm working during the day, I can't play with the Americans or the South Americans or the Mexicans or whatever. So, I mean, I can do that now because I'm in lockdown, don't have any work.
Yeah, so... The singular upside of lockdown, or maybe downside, is more children's kart racing.
Oh god.
So don't know if that's an upside or a downside. Depends how you look at it.
I mean, I guess it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
I think I'd go crazy quick. I'd be completely bored all the time and playing children's kart racing.
Yeah, very true.
Fair.
But yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah. Thank you for joining us for a quick interview after. We wanted to get a word with someone we didn't see a POV from, because we thought it'd be nice to get some of the other info, which was nice to get from you. So appreciate you stopping by for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. No problem. I think I might go do some ranked or something now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Back to CTR.
Yeah,
back to the
more
grind.
CTR.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
I molded so hard during the World Cup, and then afterwards I'm just like, yo, let's do some rank.
Oh yeah, that's how it goes.
Very
Because I'm a
smart.
fucking mad.
I can't end on a bad race.
I mean, if I don't do rank like at this time of the day, like, I'm gonna hecking die tonight when everyone's just going Tata smooth and going through the floor. So
Yeah, they're very fair. But yeah, we'll be ending here. But thank you for stopping by, Jube, and good luck in your ranked.
no problem. No problem. Yeah, and I need to play with you guys sometimes in like a war or duos or something.
100%, that'd be nice.
Just hit me up or something.
Oh yeah.
I'll hit you up. We can hit each other up.
Hey, we'll just hit each other. Well, yeah, I'll team kill you. Easy.
Yeah, easy.
Of course.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. But yeah,
Anyway,
but
guys, thanks for commentating.
Of course.
I'm sure it was a very pod commentary you guys did.
oh, thank you.
It was fun.
I couldn't listen, of
Of
course.
course. Yeah, I hope
And,
not. I hope not.
I hope I get to join you guys for a commentary one day.
Yeah, it'll be very epic.
Be cool. Yeah.
And yeah. So thank you for doing this.
Hell yeah.
It's a good thing for the community.
Thank you.
Of
We
course,
appreciate
yes.
You
it.
kept everyone entertained, made it extra hype.
Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
Alright. Thank you, Jube.
catch you guys later.
Yeah, we'll catch you
Yes.
later,
Have a
Jube.
good one, man. Thank you again.
See you, dude.
See ya.
Alright. So yeah, we got a bit of a chat with both teams after the match, which is really nice to see. Bit refreshing compared to other matches we have tried in the past, but not always successful. So it was nice to get a bit of a rundown from some of the players that were in the match there. So I hope you guys enjoyed getting a bit of insight there. So for now, like I said, we are going to be finishing. So thank you for stopping by, and anyone that hung around for both interviews. We do really appreciate it. We'll be sending you over to someone that us two, fortunately or unfortunately, have played against before, Draywin. As I've said before, cracked player, really nice guy, very scary to play against. He is insane at this game. So go stop by. He is doing a war against Argentina, so we're seeing a mock war, USA-Argentina. So see who comes out on top here. Go say hi, and more importantly, stay hydrated, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone. Thanks again. I'd say that was pretty successful.
Yeah, I'm really